Hey everybody, it's Chugga. Wait, that's not the right intro. Hey everybody, my name is Grohlvana, and welcome back to Let's Play Fallout 3. Remember in the last episode when I said we were going to find out where Jackson was, the leader of the tribals? Yeah, we're not going to be doing that, because our actual quest says to report back to Desmond and give him the information. If you guys remember, Desmond is the ghoul in charge of this place that we just walked into, called their mansion, and he wanted to figure out why in the world these tribals are trying to kill him and burn the mansion to the ground, and the reason that they gave, I believe, was just that we were told to. Yeah, they're not really that sane, if you catch my drift. So let's go ahead and take a look at our quests. Hearing voices, return to Desmond with the information. See, I wasn't lying. And you can see the remnants of all the tribals that attacked in the first episode that we went to Point Lookout. Anyways, here's Desmond.
You infiltrated those tribals yet?
I'm in. I found out where their leader is hiding.
And you didn't go track him down and grill him for information? I'm not your daddy. Don't waste your time checking in. Go find him and figure out what he wants with this place, you moron.
Well, I mean, that's what I wanted to do, but the quest marker told me to come here. I mean, I'm sorry. Find more information from the tribals leader. What do you know about the tribals?
They're brainless morons who worship some crazy spirit.
Right, well, I'm one of them now. Well, I don't really worship, but I guess I'm really one of the tribals because my head was cut open, part of my brain removed, all that terrible stuff. What's your story?
My story? Tell you what, kid. My story's a lot like a Deathclaw's tongue. It's long, messy, and you don't want to get too personal with it. Understand? Suffice it to say, I have business in Point Lookout. If you help, you will be repaid for your efforts. That's all you want to fucking know.
Why are you so angry? Who hurt you, Desmond? Tell Papa. Why should I work with you again? Okay, I have to go now. Alright, so I don't really know why they designed it this way, where you literally just need to go to him, and he's like, don't go to me, go to Jackson. I mean, we already knew where he was anyways. It's just not like the usual quest. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and head back to the cathedral, and then we'll find our way to Jackson. Alrighty, so the person that did tell us about Jackson, where he was hiding out, was Nadine, who, if you remember, at the start of this DLC, her mother was waiting by the riverboat wanting us to find her. And she told us that well-to-sea cave, look at that, requires key, secret entrance. She told us that he's hiding out in a wrecked sea ship to the east, and she gave us a key, I believe. So we're going to go ahead and head over to the east. Meanwhile, we have a graveyard here, which looks like it's home to a bunch of ghouls, I'm assuming. Yeah, we're not going to bother with them. Usually feral ghouls aren't really that big of a threat, however, feral ghoul roamers are, and I don't really want to F with them if you catch my drift. So see you later. By the way, I wanted to mention, while we're walking over here, a lot of people want me to play Fallout New Vegas, and I get it. I've played through a lot of big Bethesda games recently, but it's not going to be Fallout New Vegas, so just telling you guys to not hold your hopes. I'm not going to tell you guys what I'm going to be playing next, however, because I want it to be a surprise. However, I am very excited for it, and there's a very good reason why I picked it. So just know that it's going to be a great series, if not my best series of all time. So yeah, but yeah, it's not going to be Fallout New Vegas, although I most likely will play that at some point, just because so many people want me to play that, and I understand. All right, so anyways, that looks like a wrecked sea ship to me, and I'm trying to hop down there without breaking my legs. Okay, we didn't even take fall damage. Look at that. Alright, so I think we want to go, yeah, hatch to the sea cave, locked, use key. Hatch to the sea cave, locked, use key. Okay, so we are in the sea cave, and we need to find a person named Jackson. Gonna jump over these cans, because I don't want to alert anybody. Not seeing actually, never mind. I was going to say not seeing a blue blip that would indicate a person, but I am, and it's like somewhere back there. Probably up through that little hole, if you guys can see it. Something tells me we're going to have to pass a bunch of shit to get to him. Oh, look at that. Immediately, I am proven correct. There's something going on by that boat. I don't really know what's going on. Some object calamity. Alright, so let's head this way. This is like Skyrim's Hidden Treasures now, guys. Alright, so I'm going to bypass that chest and not take any rubies, not take any gems. You guys know me. For those of you that have not seen Skyrim's Hidden Treasures, you have no idea what that joke was. Anyways, moving on. What are these things growing on the walls here? Can we take them? No, they look like brains, though. I thought that this DLC may have introduced a new type of fungi we may have been able to eat. Alright, so we have a path over there, but our objective is over this way, so I'm not sure what's over that way. maybe a unique weapon. I don't really remember. I know there are a bunch of unique stuff in this DLC. I don't really know where they are, or I don't remember where most of it is because, again, I've only played through this DLC one time. But we'll continue this way. Can we take this stuff? No, doesn't look like it. I guess this isn't really Skyrim where everything's pretty much grabbable. Okay, so I do see somebody up there, and if I take out my sniper rifle, it is indeed Jackson. Looks like a male humanoid. That's good. Not one of those not one of those things.
Last, yes, Desmond will die, and our long struggle will finally end the only way it could have, with me as the victor.
Yes, and you will be able to spread your knowledge across the astral plane for all those wise enough to accept it.
No, not astral knowledge, you simpleton. Psychic domination, and that still won't be possible until you destroy Desmond's jamming device.
No need to worry, Enlightened One. We shall reconsecrate the mansion and remove the impurities disrupting your perfect guidance.
Yes, fine. Go destroy the house and its impurities. Just stop that jammer, and I'll be free of you morons once and for all.
Yes, we shall be free of all limitations. Thank you, Master. We shall be the instrument of your mighty will.
Okay, so an odd scene indeed. Looks like Jackson here is talking to some sort of hologram of what looks like a blue brain. I don't think blue has anything to do with it. That's just the color of the hologram, but very weird indeed. Let's go ahead and talk to Jackson now.
Hello? You are a fellow seeker of the higher planes, perhaps?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
What brings you here?
I was drawn to your eternal wisdom.
What splendid news. At last, the Holy Land is empty of his disruptive aura, and the astral plane is open to us all. Oh, but the Transcendent Master will want to hear of this, and as the returning champion, it is your right and honor to tell him yourself. After all, it is he who makes all true decisions about the spiritual growth of our tribe, including the decision to cleanse the mansion.
Looks like he's got a little bag of cocaine hanging on his neck. Yeah, that was kind of weird that some of the dialogue there wasn't actually what was written, which usually doesn't happen. You mean you're not really the one in charge of the tribe? Actually, we already know that. May I meet the Transcendent Master?
It is very rare that others are permitted to commune with the Master. Many are too foolish to understand the great truths of his higher mind.
Maybe because parts of your
But I
brains have been
sense
cut
in
out?
you a great potential. Perhaps you have what is needed to accept his teachings and grow from his wisdom. He manifests here, high on a ledge in the great sea caves. Well, seek him out, and all shall be revealed.
Yeah, you mean like literally right behind us. Tell me about your tribe. How do you lead the tribe? Why did you attack the mansion? I'll go see the Transcendent Master now.
Yes, commune with him while I see to my tribe. There is much to be done.
Yeah, so obviously this guy isn't the smartest of tribal people. We also have a coffin here. Bottle cap, shotgun shells. Interesting. Alright, let's go talk to this hologram brain thing.
So you're the mouse that was scurrying around here? Not much to look at, but at least you're not drooling all over yourself. I can work with that. Now then, perhaps you can be more useful than that simpering spiritualist and his tribe of idiots.
That's not nice, holographic projection. What the hell are you?
What you are interacting with is merely a holographic projection, and a rather clumsy one at that, but it's all I can manage at the moment. As for myself, you gaze upon one of America's greatest minds, preserved through the miracles of science. Much more elegant than shambling on as some rotting corpse for all eternity, don't you agree?
Sure. How did you come to lead this tribe? Useful. What are you using the tribe for?
At the moment, they've been no use at all, but I have very few options. They can't even seem to remove a single ghoul from a house.
What have you got against the ghoul?
More than you could possibly imagine with your squishy pink mind, but the only pressing matter at the moment is a device in his possession. He has a jammer that limits my projection range to this pathetic cave. Remove that, and I can extend my reach so much further. Killing Desmond would be a nice plus, but I'm sure we can get around to that later.
Okay, looks like we've completed this quest. Hearing voices also have leveled up to 23. Is it gonna do it right here? No. Quest added thought control. What do you know about Desmond?
Desmond. That bag of bones and bile will pay dearly for his trespasses. Were it not for his interference, I would still have a body. Still, its absence is only honed my brilliance, so perhaps I owe him my thanks. An appreciation I'll show in the form of a quick and messy death.
If it's going to be messy, why not make it slow? I mean, you already sound sadistic. Did you tell the tribals to attack the mansion? Well, of course you did.
Of course I did. That moron thought it was one of his adult visions. The real goal was to destroy the ghoul's jamming device. Honestly, those fools aren't worth the meat they're made of. A minion that can't follow directions is no use at all.
Okay, and it looks like that has exhausted our dialogue with this holographic projection. I have to go now.
Yes, away with you.
I don't know why we would follow what he says to do when he's such a jerk. Alright, let's increase barter. Although, at this stage of the game, it's not really as much as it would have been worth it if we did it earlier. But, whatever, we'll max it. And we also have another perk here. Let's go ahead and see what we have. Quantum Chemist, no. Puppies, no. Deep Sleep, no. I don't know if I want any of these. Infiltrator, we are pretty low on bobby pins, but... Tag... Yeah, what's Master Trader? The price of every item you buy from a vendor is reduced by 25%. Not really a big deal. I mean, it would be smart to do intense training, but that's boring, as I mentioned many times. Let's go with Tag. Yeah. The Tag perk allows you to select a fourth skill to be a tag skill, which instantly raises it by 15 points. And we're not gonna... Actually, yeah, well... I was gonna say we could do it on medicine since we're close to maxing out barter. Let's just go ahead and put it to barter. There we go. And so now we're close to maxing it out. Yeah, why not? I don't really see anything better, so there we go. Okay, so let's take a look at our quest here. Thought control. Speak with Desmond. Notice it doesn't say kill him and destroy the jammer, although of course that can be an option that you choose to do. But... even though they're both jerks, I think I'd rather side with Desmond so far anyways. Alright, we also have a coffin here, workman's coveralls, and there's like a secret ladder that I assume is going to lead... well, if you can go ahead and hurry the hell up. I assume it's going to lead to that well that we saw earlier. I don't know if I've ever even noticed that's the well that you get out of. Is it? Yes, it looks like it is. Okay, so now, let's go ahead and head back to Calvera Mansion. Actually, before we do that, we have to get a little bit away from these ghouls here. Okay. And yeah, I don't know if I mentioned, but I think there's about 33 locations in Point Lookout, and the majority are actually not main quest related at all. I've also mentioned that I don't think there are any side quests whatsoever, unless you count there's like a couple that are just like, oh, if you give us punga fruit, we'll do this, but I never bother with that stuff. And I think when I played this the first time, I think I completely maxed it out. I think I explored every single location and got every single unique thing. Because that was at the point where I was like a super completionist, and I was just doing every single thing a game had to offer. Because, like, I figured, you know, you pay for the game, you might as well get everything there is to get out of it, right? I know some people don't play games like that, but I do. And I like to think it gives me a better experience. I don't know. Okay, back in Calvera Mansion. Desmond is in the same place that he's always in. This is his safe room. Hello.
I knew it. I knew that little bastard was behind all this. After all these years, he stuck his head out, and this is my chance to cut it off. Figuratively speaking, of course.
Right, because he doesn't have a head. So who is this brain thing anyway?
Him. I should have known. My old rival, so close to his family home. Only he would be so stupid. He was once a man, Professor Calvert. The Calverts owned half of Maryland, back when there was a Maryland to own. Members of the Calvert family were influential all over the world. They practically owned a deed to the U.S. government. In their best days, there were no less than 3 Calvert family senators, 7 members of the House, and 2 governors. They even had a top candidate for president, until that scandal with the dog forced them to drop out of the race. I was particularly proud of that one.
Okay, so this is really cool. And by the way, I guess this place takes place in or this DLC takes place in Maryland, which I didn't realize before. So we have like the backwoods, you know, the sewer or the swamp thing, and we have all the rednecks and the moonshine and all that stuff going on. And you realize now that the main conflict is actually a feud, which is, you know, obviously in like redneck culture a lot of times. So you know this guy? What's going on here?
Galvet is my old rival. Centuries we've played this game. I knew he'd be stupid enough to hide so close to his family home. It's not a matter of hate. It's a matter of destiny. He is my enemy, and I do not suffer any bastard who opposes me to live. I knew he was here, and it is my intent to find him and call down a righteous fucking hammer on his head. Figurative, I mean. His head.
Alright, so I'm going to get preachy for a second here. I know this is a video game and they have to make conflicts like this, but if you have hatred in your heart like this guy does, you got to realize you got to move beyond that or you're never going to grow as a person. Just FYI, it's just something that I've learned, not because I've had like super hatred in my heart or anything like that, but it's just like you got to realize once you start growing and maturing, you got to get over that petty stuff. And yeah, so anyways, I'm going to step off my soapbox and continue this Let's Play. So now you want me to do something else, right?
Of course I fucking want you to do something else. You don't expect me to trot around this mud hole myself, do you?
How many times do you have to say fucking, dude? Maybe you should watch your tone, old man. Right, you mean, you're mean, we get... That's funny. Right, you're mean, we get it.
You're goddamn right I am. Now let's get on with the work, shall we?
What do you want me to do?
So, those half-wits are getting messages from the professor, right? So he's off somewhere, broadcasting to him. But without those buggers to do things for him, he can't do much for himself. So, we cut off his ability to talk to him, and he'll need to try harder. Maybe then I can find the squishy little worm and finish him off for good.
What's your plan, old man?
If I know Professor Calvert, and I do, he's using a high-frequency cognitive sign broadcast. I have the perfect device to jam up his little talk box. All you need to do is take it to the highest point on the shore and install it. Easy, right?
That big wheel down by the docks, right?
Right. Attach it to the bottom car, then turn it on and spin the jammer to the top. No fucking problem. I'll watch from here and turn it on. Then we'll see where our little professor is. Now, go.
Okay, so cog wave jammer added. Completed speak with Desmond. Install the cog wave jammer on the Ferris wheel. And if you guys remember when we first arrived here at, what was it called? Something to do with Plymouth Rock and the, Pilgrims and all that. It had a name that was a reference to that. But, yeah, there was a Ferris wheel there, so we need to install this jammer there. Of course, it's not going to be that easy to just walk in there and pay the ticket man and ride the thing to the top and then install it. But we shall see. So before we do that, I'm going to wait 2 hours, or I'm going to wait 2 days, and then we're going to check on Nadine, and then we'll end this episode. And then in the next episode, we'll move on in the main story.
Hey, just in time. Found out who went rooting around in our skulls, and you'll never guess who it was. As a totally unrelated hint, I'm in charge of his boat now.
What did you do?
I consider it payment for what he did to my poor sliced up brain. I was gonna do the same to him, but I figured you'd want the honor. Seems that when the tribals would send someone to the swamp, he'd be waiting around to nab him when the Pungaseeds gassed him. He'd do his amateur surgery for the tribals and let us wander back, all in exchange for punga fruit to trade. Sweet little deal he had going on.
How in the world would anyone get past the Mirelurks? What a bastard.
Yeah, he seemed nice enough, didn't he? I wouldn't have figured it out if I hadn't snuck into his engine room while waiting for you. From the look of it, he kept every bit of gray matter he cut out, and he had quite a collection. You can take a look if your stomach's up to it. And while you're in there, feel free to give Tobar my love, preferably with the sharp end of a hot knife.
Aw, I wish you didn't say that. I wish you had to, like, figure it out for yourself. So now what are you gonna do?
First off, I'm claiming this boat. I put Tobar down, so it's mine. Them's the rules of the ocean. So that leaves me with a boat, a load of punga, and a wicked scar. Damn if I haven't earned that adventure I came out looking for. think I'll take over running this ship. I can travel as I like and always head back to the wasteland to see Mom. Not a bad way to live, huh?
Not at
Of
all.
course, you can always ride for free.
Sweet. Any chance you're going home now? Tell me about yourself. I have to go now. She asked me if this was a date.
What?
Yeah, I don't really care, honestly. Okay, I have to go now. Yeah, I really wish she didn't say that. I wish you could find this out or I wish you had to find this out for yourself because it's like a little Easter egg. But if we go into the engine room, and by the way, you really want this to happen because if not,
Well, if it isn't my favorite traveler. And oh, what a trip you were on. Why, when you were under, you should have heard some of the things that came out of your mouth. But I suppose you're more interested in what came out of your head, aren't you?
So it's true? Why did you do it?
Why do we do anything? You travel the world, kill people, take trophies that interest you, and move on. I'm much the same. The only difference is that my trophies are somewhat more medical in nature. Oh, and to be honest, I probably kill fewer people than you do.
Yeah, probably.
But I suppose it's time that came to an end. One way or another.
Xbox Live, please.
There you are.
Okay. Well, I don't know how Nadine secured this guy without removing his weapon. Because that is not safe. But anyways. Yeah, so I mentioned Tobar seemed more sinister than he was letting on, and in fact, yeah, he removed people's, or parts of people's brains, and you can see those parts floating all over the place. Isn't that gross? Let's go ahead and loot him, see what he has. Some magnums, some bottle caps, Duchess Gambit key, Grifter's Fit. I think that is unique. Charisma +1, small guns +5. Riverboat ticket, might as well, right? Roving Trader hat, that might be unique as well. Barter +5. Scope Magnum, tweezers, and Wild Punga fruit. Alright, so activate familiar piece of brain. Gray matter. For some reason, you feel a terrible sense of loss as you look at the familiar lump of gray matter. Leave it alone or take it. We'll go ahead and take it. And if you guys aren't getting the connection there, that's our piece of brain. And I think someone can replace it, or I know there's got to be something with that. And I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Alright, so I don't think we can activate any more of these, right? What was that thing that was... Oh, it was Tobar's various body parts. Okay, so... Yeah, that's just a fission battery. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please remember to like and share the video. My name's Grohlvana, and I will see you guys tomorrow for some more Point Lookout. Bye-bye.